How would you feel if you knew your next relationship was with the love of your life? If it was guaranteed you could not screw it up, this is the person you have been waiting for, who you have been hoping for. Unconditional love coming towards you. You wanted to feel accepted, and now you're in a relationship with someone and it's there. They are honest with you. They don't hide anything from you, and they say it with kindness. They say it with compassion because they don't want to hurt you. They only want to support you, to reassure you. They want to make sure you know that you are loved for exactly who you are. Your human behavior can never get in the way of them loving you. They understand why you made the choices you made. They believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. How would you feel if you knew that the next relationship you were in was with that kind of person? How would that make you feel? In this episode, we're going to talk about the universal parent and how that is an energy that we can all embody for ourselves and each other. Welcome to the Plumb podcast. I'm Rosalee.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Plumb Collective. The feeling was something that I experienced in the void. When I experienced it, the closest relationship I had to feeling that way was a best friend. When I became conscious again, the sensation I had was like, oh, I just met my own best friend. I was with someone who felt so familiar, who knew me so completely, who loved me, who supported me. The closest that I had ever come to experiencing that in my human experience was inside of my friendships. But this was like if I was my best friend, if me as a friend was my own best friend. Over the years, the things that my former friends did and said revealed to me how little they actually cared about me and how I feel and what I want. They were more interested in proximity to me, to be able to say they were my friend, but not actually be my friend in the way that I need friendship. I think that happens a lot. Sometimes we are friends with someone where we give so much and we don't receive an equal energy exchange. Even though I hadn't experienced friendship in the way that I was feeling this entity in the void, it was the closest thing. My romantic relationships, not that. My parents, absolutely not that. Those friendships were my lifeline. It was the closest thing I had to unconditional love, even though it was conditional. When I came back to this reality and I had this experience, I knew that who was next to me was also a part of me, and then I could maintain that connection here. I don't know where the void is actually located. I have referred to it as I left my body. The more I've been talking about it in this series, the more I'm like, or did I go deep inside of my body to a place I am still connected to now? It seems more that than leaving my body. The sensation of waking up felt like coming back to this reality and coming back to my body, to the pain and the tubes and the urgency. When I had the awareness that I was here again, I felt that connection, that peace that I felt in the void. I was learning from someone. Someone was guiding me, but it felt like me. And it felt like I needed to sort of sculpt it down, shave it down into something that I could grab onto. When I'm saying that in these different episodes of like, we're taking everything and making it narrow and bringing it down to one thing, sometimes that's a problem and not cool. Not cool at all. And it's how we as human beings are able to digest and understand these very broad mind bender concepts. I'm going to talk about universal parent energy. It can go by many names. It felt like being my own best friend. It felt like the love of my life. It felt like the universal parent. It felt like source. It felt like God. It felt like my higher self, my soul self. It felt like a teacher, a tour guide. It felt like nothing. and everything all at once. It felt like one star in a sea of stardust. When you go to a museum and you put the headphones on and you're hearing someone explain to you, that's what it felt like. My guide, my teacher, my friend, my parent. Universal parent energy. Unconditional love. Everything is okay. Nothing will have me turn away from you. Home. In this episode, it is the introduction to all of that. Pure love. Unconditional love. Not how we think of it in our human understanding, but the actual real deal. The vibe, the frequency, the knowing that you are love and you are loved. You can't do it wrong. There is no right or wrong way to do this. You get to choose. It's moment to moment, this or that. Those choices stack, and there's pros and cons. There are major consequences to some of the choices that we make, but that doesn't mean you are wrong. It just means you made some choices that stack, that have consequences, that have benefits, that impact other people. The butterfly effect, the string theory. Yes, we are interconnected. Yes, there is a web. Yes, there is a ripple effect. Yes, your childhood is impacting you now. You cannot get over it. You cannot move on. You cannot get past it. You have to integrate it. You have to be willing to tell your story to yourself, to get to know yourself, to listen to yourself so that you can accept yourself. You can learn to like yourself. Most people think they are bad and wrong, that there's something wrong with you. That's a lie. It's other people's voices in your head. It's their words, their vibrations stuck inside your body. It's banging around in the hallways of your mind. It's reverberating and you're regurgitating things that were said to you that were hard on you, that got stuck in your body when they were said to you. You maybe don't even remember the circumstance, but you know the feeling. I get so pissed off every time. It just literally happened. I just was on TikTok on the video of the Winnie the Pooh. Okay, extended hissing period necessary. But holy cow, it's out of control. The people that say to me, you're 6 months old, you can't remember this. It's not the point. The energy lives in the body. What that says to me, okay, I got heated. Let me explain in case you haven't seen this video. It's my 6-month birthday. My mother sets up the video camera in the trailer where my dad and my mom lived right before they moved into the diner building. She has the video camera running through the TV. They're watching the three of us on the TV. My dad is holding me sitting down and she's standing next to him and she has a stuffed animal toy of Winnie the Pooh. She will not give me Winnie the Pooh. She taunts me with Winnie the Pooh. She puts it in my face and jiggles it around and then pulls it back from me. And the entire video goes on for an ungodly amount of time. The entire time she's taunting me, she's saying things, trying to get me to talk. And I don't. I'm 6 months old. I'm not making the noises that is talking for her, so she's getting more and more aggravated. Towards the end of the video, she looks at her 6-month-old baby and says, "You dog. Talk, you dog." My dad tells her to quit it after a long ass time. It's so obvious to me and to a lot of people. It's just one moment of my life. I'm 6 months old. Of course, I don't remember it. It's on video. I don't need to remember it. I know that it happened because it's on video. Oh my God. It's not like it's one time she did this. It's showing that it's a pattern of behavior. She wanted her child to perform for the camera. That's the whole point of me posting this video. I don't need to remember that moment because there's 800 million moments over the course of my childhood because she recorded me constantly for CSAM. Hello, let's get it together. Connect the dots, people. In that video, it's such a perfect example of the kind of parents I had. I had a father who did nothing, who sat by and let her do anything she wanted and did nothing until it reached a level that he felt was extreme. And then he would say, "Oh, quit it. Rose, stop." And then she would huff and puff and get more mad at me because he made her stop. It shows a parent, a mother, who doesn't care about her baby, her 6-month-old, who at that time she was insisting on calling a little child because I wasn't a baby anymore. And then when I'm 10 years old and I get my first period, I'm a woman. I'm not a child anymore. I was parentified. I was exploited. I know what a parent is not supposed to be. A parent should protect a child, not pimp them out. Unfortunately, I experienced the latter, never the former. My mother thought of herself as a helicopter mom and an overprotective parent. People in our community would have said she was overprotective because she was always there, always watching, always recording. She wasn't protecting me. She was trying to control me and the situation and the narrative. She could never miss a moment because she wanted to have every moment. She sucked the life out of everything, and she tried to suck the life out of me. It is a miracle I am still here and I am recording myself talking to you right now. It is evidence of how far I have come and how much I believe in this idea. It doesn't matter who you've had in your life. I wish for all of us that we would all have unconditional love in our relationships. That from parent to child, we would be protected, supported, reassured, loved, and cared for. I wish all of the parents, all of the mothers of the world had tenderness, care, and esteem for themselves and their children. Unfortunately, that is not the case. A lot of children experience their parents wanting, needing, demanding unconditional love from their children. That's not how this is supposed to go. In upcoming episodes, we are going to go more in depth into the relationship between parent and child, how it is now and how it could be. We're going to talk about the universal parent and the baby and how that energy is different than what we're used to experiencing between parent and child. In this episode, I really just want to talk about the feeling, the sensation, the vibe. What would it feel like if you knew that you could trust someone else, that you could say anything and you would not be judged? That there was no fear of that person using anything you said against you. In the last episode, I mentioned we need to get the words out of our bodies so that we can know what is ours and what is someone else's. One of the ways that we currently do that has existed for a long time is therapy. I personally have had a lot of really negative experiences with therapy. I'm not here to talk about that necessarily right now, but that is foundational in why I created what I created so that this particular thing wouldn't happen. For a lot of people, therapy is really helpful. It provides an interesting lens and relationship. Therapists are human beings. Human beings have their own biases and their own projections and lenses that they see something through. The specifics of my childhood were normal to me, even though I knew as a child they were not normal. It was consistent, it was constant, it was all the time. My household was weird. I knew the house was weird. I knew my parents were weird. I knew it wasn't like my friends' houses. I knew what I was experiencing was different than what my friends were experiencing. I knew always that it wasn't okay, and it was my life. So you have to kind of just be there. Like I was stuck, I was trapped, I was just there. Things that I've shared in therapy where to me, I'm talking about a Wednesday. Like I'm talking this is just blah, blah, blah. This is something that happened, whatever. Having to comfort therapists, having therapists telling me to stop talking because they need to vomit. There was no one with the capacity to hold what I needed to talk about. A lot of people are not trauma informed, even though they maybe have a certificate on the wall that says that they are. In practice, They are not. A lot of people don't have the capacity to listen without judgment. People will say, well, but I'm only human. If anybody ever says that to you, it's a big red flag. It's a big lack of accountability signal. Yes, people are human. Yes, there are things that are said that are hard. My former career being a hairstylist and my current career being an intuitive, I understand people telling you things that are heavy a lot. You have to clear that energy and work with that and be able to regulate yourself to have the capacity to have that job, to have that responsibility. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that do not have the capacity and don't take the responsibility seriously. Any human being that you tell your story to that isn't you is going to have their own thoughts about it, their feelings about it, what they see, what they miss. That is the case for anyone, no matter their level of education. Even me, I'm listening to you. I'm going to feel things because of my personal history. I'm going to see something from my perspective. Like right now, I'm talking about JoJo Siwa and Chris Hughes on TikTok from the lens of gender identity. That is very different than how a lot of people are seeing the situation from the lens of cheating. We can see this clearly when it comes to politics. There was a lot of conversation about, can I ask my therapist what their political beliefs are? If the therapist is deeply into MAGA and you are a trans person seeking therapy from that person, what does that perspective and position of a MAGA therapist, what does that mean for your level of care? Are they able to do their job, do what's right for their patient, if those are their beliefs? If you're not a white cis het person, this will be obvious to you. It's in everything and everywhere. Who prepares your food? Who's your doctor? Who's your therapist? If you are marginalized, you know who's on the other end of your care. What they believe will impact your life. I had a therapist say to me that the things that I was saying about my childhood were the worst things she had ever heard in her career. She couldn't believe that I wasn't institutionalized. Inappropriate. Completely inappropriate. And I'm like, what do you, like literally in the moment I said, what do you expect me to do with that sentence? Why would you say that to me? Who is that about? Because that isn't for me. You're not saying that to like be helpful to me. I already knew that it wasn't good. I didn't need to be in some mental list of all of the people she has spoken to over her 25-year plus career and be like crowned the most fucked up. What? This person said a lot of other stuff that was not okay in that last session. Part of what I think people are reacting to JoJo Siwa and Chris Hughes as cheating is just an example of how far we've gotten away from affection and connection in all of our relationships, and we have slowly over time regulated and segregated affection to only being in romantic relationships. It can only be you and one other person, and that's it. You can't hold somebody's hand or you can't cuddle up to somebody and get reassurance and comfort. It's so bizarre to me. Jealousy and insecurity run rampant. Everything that I'm talking about, jealousy, insecurity, where does that come from? It comes from feeling like there's something wrong with you, feeling like you're not good enough or you're too much. We just repeat, reverberating and creating these echoes that just get louder and louder. We think it's our own voice, but really it's things that were said to us by people who were also insecure and jealous and resentful and heartbroken and didn't get love from their parents. We can see that when we look at some officials, some people in power. We can look at them and go, well, their mother didn't love them. That's why they're acting like this. Well, hello? Why somebody cheats, why they lie, why they hide things, why they manipulate, why they try to control everything is all in an effort to be loved, to be understood. And it's so simple when you zoom out and you look at it and you go, oh yeah, A connects to B, connects to C. Like, it's all in the timeline of your life. It's right there. But we're so busy talking into the void, we don't listen into the void. We're not listening to what we say and what we complain about and what we think about, what we say inside of our head. And when we talk to therapists, oh my God, so many people would say this to me and I would just look at them completely like, what are you talking about? I wouldn't have believed this if only one person had said this to me. I would have thought it was a fluke. But over the course of my life doing hair, again, the stereotype is true. People tell their hairstylists everything. I know it all. And I'm evolved. But it's like even good stuff. You can't say good, bad, otherwise about anything that people tell you. I'm locked up. I know it all. People are willing to tell their hairstylist the nitty gritty, down and dirty, show me pictures and everything. And then we'll also say, oh yeah, I had therapy and I didn't say any of this. I can't tell my therapist the truth. Excuse me, what the fuck did you just say to me? What did you just say to me? I can't tell my therapist the truth? I have heard that sentence so many times. You have therapists being lied to, hairstylists being traumatized. I need to know. So I welcomed it, but like, it's a lot. People will lie to their therapists. They will mislead their partners. They will hide different things. Who do you tell the truth to? Is it your hairstylist? Okay. I mean, that's somebody. Is it, like people would go to confession. Maybe people still I'm sure people still go to confession, but like in the movies and stuff, people go to confession and don't confess fully. Still hide, still don't, still evade, still don't want to say it. So many of us have had our private journals and diaries when we were kids read by parents, by our siblings, by someone who shouldn't have gotten their hands on it. So then we fear saying the truth out loud and we fear writing the truth down anywhere because then it makes it real. We are superstitious human beings and then we act like we're not stitious at all, but we're majorly superstitious, big time superstitious. When I'm looking at all of this, people tell me for years and years and years that they're lying to their therapists. My therapists are not able to help me at all, not able to even listen to what I'm saying because it's so upsetting to them that I need to comfort them. I'm taking all this into account. This is all happening pre-void experience. I'm already like, we need something different because this is not working. Before the void, I had pictured myself with a little headset microphone on stage, interviewing people, giving advice, doing stadium tours and things like that. Like I felt myself in that kind of role since I was 5 years old. I knew I was here to say something. I'm here to talk. I am here to wear that little microphone and tell it to you bold and direct and with love. When I entered the void, I had this experience. Oh, this version of me guiding me. It felt like if I had been able to be my own best friend. And it made me start looking at my former best friends, the two with the same name. I thought, I have so much compassion for them and their childhood and what they've been through because I was there. They had me through that experience. I didn't have them. They weren't me. And then I thought about it. I was so focused on them that I also didn't have me. If I would have had my friendship when I was 16, I would never have been with the adult man. That is a wild awareness to have. If I was my best friend, my life would be so different. December 4th, 2015, I became my own best friend. Like for real. I told myself the truth, the real, raw truth. And I radically accepted everything that I said. I didn't judge it. I just listened. I was reassuring and soft and gentle. I've been soft and gentle and sensitive my entire life. I have created a really soft inner world. That was true the whole time. It was very, very much true. But there's something about the intentionality of like, I am my own best friend. I have my own back. I am the bouncer outside of this club and you cannot get in. You are not on the list. You do not meet the qualifications. When I'm my own best friend, the level of friendship that I give myself, the level of care and tenderness and reassurance and truth and willingness to talk it all out, to get to the bottom of it, if you don't have that, you don't have what I'm looking for in friendship. You don't have the capacity to support me in friendship, and that's okay. I'm clear about that. Now my inner circle is very, very small. I am certain I am loved. There is not an ounce of hate in any of the people that are my friends. I couldn't say that for the majority of my life. They wanted me for themselves, but they didn't want me to get better. They didn't want me to see who I was. They knew that they were the crabs in the bucket, holding me back and pulling me down every time I tried to get out. They're my former friends because they knew it before I did. I looked at their childhood and I gave them compassion when they didn't have any for me. I have the capacity to be a really great friend. I was sick of doing it for other people and not doing it for myself. When I felt like there was someone next to me, not oppositional, not in front of me across the table, but literally next to me on my left side, shoulder to shoulder, looking out at everything together. I'm here with you. You can keep doing what you're doing, but you're gonna miss it. Non-judgmental, open, direct, telling me the truth. You can keep doing that, but you're gonna miss this experience. Oh, yeah, you're like, yeah, you're right. Okay, that's how I talk. I can feel something. It's earlier than you're gonna notice it. I can sense that you're doing this thing right now. You can keep doing that, but it's gonna get in the way of you having what you want. You get to choose. I'll accept you and love you no matter which way you go. It was that certain. I could have been in the void, stuck in my humanness, and maybe died. Maybe came back to my body, who knows? Could have just been like, that was weird, or forgot about it. So many variables. Talking about Plumb principles and concepts, we use the analogy of the game Plinko from Price is Right. You put your chip in, you bang up against something. In that moment, you have a choice, this way or that way. Most of us are just little chips banging around and being like put into the lane, put into the slot. We don't realize that we have choice in every moment. If we can pause, if we can just feel, we get to say how we feel and what we want. But most of us are in the automatic track of life. We end up just regurgitating and repeating patterns of the past. Most of those patterns are generational and things that weren't even chosen by us ever. Often weren't even chosen by the generation before us. Oftentimes, one generation does it one way, the next generation does it the opposite. You and your grandparent often have more in common because maybe your parent rebelled against whatever their parent was doing. Or people keep repeating the pattern. You do it like this to be a part of this family. If you don't do it like this, then you're out, you're excluded. We either keep a cycle going or we break it. Either way, we're still connected to that energy. It still continues to live in our body and impact our choices. All of our choices end up stacking together and creating our life. Those moment-to-moment choices, if we are able to be conscious of them and pause and choose for ourselves this or that, over time, all of those choices then stack choices that we made. We can see more clearly who we are through our choices. Why we talk about getting the words out of your body is because it's such a clear way to see who said that. Why am I saying that? We don't listen to ourselves. Thinking thoughts inside of our head that we never let out of our body. We hide part of it. We say half-truths because we can't be sure that the person on the other end won't have judgments or feelings or biases against or for what we're saying. So we use vague, slippery language. Depending on someone's reaction, we could go, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. No, I was just joking. It's so obvious once you understand that this is what most people are doing in their communication. They're not really ever saying the truth of their experience. Kind of skating along and just being like, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Do you still love me? Am I okay? It's understandable why we've gotten to this place where most people can't express themselves, say the things, Ask the questions. If you're talking to your friends and family, actually listen to the things that you're saying and the things that they're saying. Most of the time, people just repeat the same story, same complaint. We talk in loops. We repeat these cycles. We're not listening to ourselves. We need to learn how to listen. We haven't been taught. Children are meant to be seen and not heard. That's a generational, embedded belief. Respect your elders. Move on. All of it boils down to just stop talking. Just stop talking. Why would that be? Because when you keep talking, you end up hearing yourself. You end up understanding, oh, that's actually what happened. That's what this story means. Who does it benefit to believe this about myself? For you to believe that you're not good enough, you shouldn't talk about it, it's better left in the past. Who does it benefit for you to have those beliefs? Biggest corker of all time. My parents did the best they could. Shuts everything down. Really break that sentence down. My parents did the best they could. Is that true? Did they actually do the best they could? Really, depending where you are on your healing journey, you will answer that question differently. Who does it benefit for you to believe that your parents did the best that they could? People will say that sentence to me, and I know for a fact my parents did not do the best that they could. Their best was some of the worst of humanity. Most people could do better, but it requires more of you. It requires you to tell the truth. It requires you to be accountable. For your parent to have done the best they could, they would need to have been honest, reassuring, supportive, kind, regulated, and teaching you how to regulate yourself, accepting you fully for who you are and what you're interested in, not telling you you can't like something because you're a girl or because you're a boy, or because we don't do that in this family. A lot of relationships are about control, keeping someone in a belief so that they don't leave you, that they give you what you want. When I felt this very simple experience, you can keep doing that, but you're gonna miss this. It was so simple, it was so brief. You don't have to change anything about yourself. You could keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna miss this frequency, feeling next to me. We didn't have bodies. I felt someone next to me, someone familiar and wise. They knew everything about me. There was a gap between us, and I was trying to figure it out in the moment. And that's when this feeling next to me said, you can keep doing what you're doing, but you're gonna miss this. I knew I needed to relax and let go and just be in the moment, and that I would know. If I could just observe what was happening to me, I would have time to figure it out later. If I tried to figure it out in the moment, I would miss the whole thing. I would miss the point. I'd miss all the details. So many of us do that in our day-to-day life. We're so busy trying to get to the point, we miss the whole experience. Most of us have a hard time even feeling the sensations in our body, tuning into our senses and knowing what we like and what we don't like based off of our sensory experience, not just what we've been told. How do you know? How do you know? In the void, I was feeling things and sensing, but I didn't have my typical way of receiving that information. It was just everywhere around me and in me. I was in it. I could tell that the guide next to me felt like me, but also felt different than me. My first layer of understanding of what that was, oh, this is my higher self. This is my soul self. This is who I would be without any of the bad stuff that happened to me. That's what I felt next to me. This is me without any of the bad stuff that happened to me. This is my pure potential, everything I was meant to be. This is my unconditionally loving parent. This is me connecting to me, but on a different plane. We're not in my human reality right now. We're somewhere else. We're in this void space, and I feel at peace. And I'm back in my human body, and there's life and people and all the things. How can I still connect to that feeling, to that sensation? Because I knew I had a direct line to it. I knew I could call and it would answer anytime. Inside of the Plumb Collective, we tell the story from different angles. We give you different sensory experiences so that you can feel something in the contrast. You can have something to respond to. We create a safe space for you to practice, because we need to practice when we feel safe. Say the truth to ourselves, write the truth of our experience, get the words out without editing them before they come out. You have to practice it. You have not learned to do this. At first, it was hard for me to understand why people lied to their therapists. I can understand it now. We have not been taught to tell the truth. We were told to tell the truth as a threat. You better tell me the truth. You immediately learn that it's not safe. Most people are not safe to tell the truth to. A lot of therapists, it isn't safe to tell the truth to. But we need to tell the truth to someone. I couldn't trust anyone. I created a practice, a process, a game, so that I could tell the truth to myself in a way that was fun and interesting and cool, that I would keep coming back to tell myself the truth, that it wouldn't get boring or old, that it would be creative and inspiring. No matter what mood I'm in, something different is going to come out. Put your marble in and it rolls. You put your Plinko chip in it and it goes. Push play on these videos, something will happen. We don't know what, and that's the fun of it. Sometimes you have something happen that changes everything. Sometimes it's after a few sessions, it stacks up and you go, oh, I didn't see it that way before. But now I see it and it makes so much sense. It's understandable why I felt that way. Oh my God, I get it. I see it differently. It's available to all of us, but we have to learn how to listen to ourselves, and we have to learn how to tell the truth to ourselves. If you know that you're telling the truth to yourself, to the self that has not been damaged, has not been diminished, has not been dented, has not been through it. We sometimes refer to this void space entity as your soul self, your higher self, your best friend, your soulmate, the love of your life, the universal parent. We also call it Frank. We tell the story of singularity and duality with different names so that you can connect to this feeling, to this vibe, to this frequency that is unconditional love. It feels like home. Everything I created meets you where you are and grows with you. Plumb practice and the diner and photo readings and clarity calls expand with you. As you shift, everything shifts around you. We know that this is true when we work out, when we lift weights or whatever. You have to learn the form. You have to learn how to do it. And once you learn how to do it, you do the work, and then there's a period of rest where things kind of break down and move around and then grow together stronger. That's true for wound healing, for lifting weights, and it's true for the Plumb Collective. Learn the framework. Put your life into the framework. There's time for play and there's time for rest. We teach it to you completely in the diner. We show you how to do it. It's the how-to guide. It's so fun to get to know yourself, to be your own best friend, to tell the truth yourself. In the diner, there's a sensuization, which is what we call our visualizations, meditations. It's an amalgamation of really cool things that you maybe have participated in before. If you've done a guided meditation, you would be like, oh, I've experienced something like this, but this is unlike anything. It combines intuition and creativity in a really cool way. I won't reveal what happens, but you meet yourself in the diner sensuization. People that have participated in it say it is life-changing. It's a near-death experience without having to be near death. I've done a lot of cool things in my life. I'm a creative person. I love creating an experience for someone through visuals. I did photo shoots and commercials and fashion shows and music videos, made really interesting paintings and art shows. All of my former life, creating a visual artistic experience that you could experience in a gallery. I've done that. It's really cool. It runs for, the length of the show. What I've created in the diner is forever. It's art at a level that is life-changing for me. Every diner franchisee that pops up across the world brings me so much personal joy because I know what I made can make the biggest difference in your life. It's a game you can play with yourself for the rest of your life. I use the diner every day. It is life-giving and life-changing. I am my own best friend. I am the love of my life. I trust myself because I know myself. I like myself because I listen to myself, and I think I'm really funny and cool. People comment all the time that they would love to be my friend. It's because I'm radiating best friend energy, because I'm so solid with myself. I like myself, and it's available for you. You got to clear the lines. Right now, they're all tangled and twisted, and there's static on them. It's too much. We got to get the words out of our bodies so that we can see them. You can get a clear channel of who you are. You need to know what are your words and what are someone else's. Get those words out of your body so that you can see them, so that you can hear them, so that you can question them, so that you know what you believe about yourself and other people. And if it comes from you or if it comes from these reverberations and regurgitations from the past, I believe in you. I know your unconditional love for yourself exists. Right now, it might feel like a huge gap from where you are and where you'd like to be, where you can like yourself, where you can love yourself, where you can trust yourself. You can start anywhere. Can start right now. Don't let another day go by where you think that you don't like yourself, where you've been convinced by other people that you're not cool. You can reassure yourself, and you can let Sarah and I reassure you along the way. We give you support. It feels like you're hanging out with friends, but you don't ever have to tell us anything. You don't have to share anything with me, and it still works. I designed it to be that way. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to tell me the truth. But you can learn to tell the truth to yourself. You can learn to trust yourself. You can learn to like yourself. Universal Parent is shorthand. It's a cute nickname for pure love. Love. Just love. Nothing else. None of the other gunk and rules and expectations we put on it, but actual unconditional love. Love that a parent can have for a child. And love that you absolutely can learn to have for yourself. If you're ready for more, enter the diner. It's the void as a game. Bring your life to it. In the diner, you get to meet your soul self. You get to feel universal parent energy. You get to have the void experience at your own pace. You get to choose how you play the game. It's really cool. If you would like to talk to me one-on-one, book a clarity call. Call and I will answer you. If you don't want to say anything, if you don't want to tell me anything, but you're curious about what I have to say, get a Plumb Point intuitive photo reading. I will never, ever, ever reach out to you for one. There are a lot of fake accounts pretending to be me. I will never message you on social media. Ever, ever, ever. If you want me to see you, if you want me to speak directly to your heart, the only way to get on my calendar is through my website. Send me a selfie and a question, and I will take care of the rest. Do you have an hour every week to make a difference in your life? Join the Plumb Practice membership or get the free practice, The Mirror. There are many starting points. You get to choose. If you want for yourself what I have for myself, it's right there. It's available to you. You can connect to it through these videos and through everything that we offer through the Plumb Collective. They're all starting points, and all of these paths lead back to you. Thank you for being here with me. I'm so glad that you're open to what I have to share with you. I'm sending you so much love.